Chris Lee. Now, Chris is known as Genius 28. He's a graduate. The guy's a very successful high-stakes poker player, and he has a World Series of Poker bracelet to his credit. Vince, I believe that one of these two guys with poker pedigree are going to take the title tonight.
They might, but around three very tough, trash-talking, back east kind of young guys, all going after the title. We have Chris Van Dursen. Now, they call him the fish tank. I don't know what that means, but I like it. He'll be swimming around the table tonight. With him, Andre Neffler. Now, he graduated at the University of Michigan in aerospace engineering, and I'm saying to myself, what is he doing at a poker table? Should he be making a rocket or something? But along with him, Larry Sharp, his time at the World Poker Tour, first tournament ever. So, you know, he's got his work up from. But right now, our very own Matt Savage is talking to one of the...
You've been labeled the best all-around no-limit player in the world. What's all the fuss about?
Quiet guy myself, and some of my higher, more well-known friends like to hype my name up because they think I deserve credit or something. But yeah, I wouldn't call myself a big deal.
Well, I think you're a big deal. Well, we'll see if you can prove it out there tonight on the felt. Kimberly, back to you.
Thank you, Matt. First place tonight will win over $400,000, including a seat to the season-ending WPT World Championship. And
they will also join all the other WPT champs and have their name permanently engraved on the WPT Champions Cup.
And later, Tony Dunst is back for another season of no-holds-barred analysis and the raw deal.
And we reveal WPT's Season 11 picks for hot young players on the tour with a new edition of Ones to Watch.
Plus, a look at all the fun the Royal Flush Girls have been having here at Parx. Action here at the Parx Open Poker Classic is about to get underway. Mike and Vince will be back with the call of the game right after this.
Like every other kid, I came up watching old seasons of World Poker Tour. I've watched Gus Hansen on TV. It's pretty awesome, right? Winning a tournament like this would validate what I'm doing for sure.
I've been getting texts every other minute for people saying good luck.
Larry Sharp, Chris Van Dursen.
Yeah, you got me doing interviews. I mean, that's a little weird, putting makeup on me, but
It's gonna be tough. These are all great players. So, you know, for me, I'm just having a blast, trying to play some poker, have some fun.
Oh, yeah. The only reason to ever be in a tournament is to win, so there's no other reason to, like, drive the 2 hours, sleep in the 5 different hotels.
I've never won a live tournament before. That's kind of why I keep playing them. I just won a trophy. Some evidence, you know, that I made it.
I'm Ivy, one of the Royal Flush Girls. You are watching Season 11 of the World Poker Tour.
And we're starting out our new season with a brand new stop at Parx Casino, located just outside the historic city of Philadelphia.
And Mike, with our brand new season, we have brand new players, a brand new attitude. These guys are entertaining. The cards are in the air. So let's go to the felt.
Well, brand new players is right, Vince. 4 of these 6 players playing in their first ever WPT event.
They're the beautiful Royal Flush Girls at the Royal Flush Girls Social Bar, joined by the Parkettes here of Parx Casino. Well, there's nothing like seeing a WPT event live, and when you're here, you can meet the Royal Flush Girls, Mike, Kimberly, myself, and ClubWPT.com VIP members get preferred seating at the Royal Flush Girls Social Bar during our final table. The antes of 5,000, blinds are 15 and 30. Here we go, Season 11. Andre Neffler, first to act, a quick fold by him. Now Chris Lee folds as well.
Now over to Anthony Gregg, 25-year-old from Maryland.
He's raised it. And Larry Sharp, a former high school basketball coach, folds.
Well, Chris Van Dursen making the call with the 2 4s. We call him the fish tank.
Stephen Reynolds folding. So Mike, two-way action here. 9-10 up against 2 4s. Flop comes up ace-3 deuce.
The fish tank checks the 2 4s, has the straight draw, and the best hands you can see.
Nothing hitting there for Anthony Gregg, but he doesn't care. He's going to put in a bet. Continuation bet of 60,000.
But the fish tank calls him. Nice call.
Looking for a straight there, the fish tank, but a 9 hits on the turn. That is beautiful for Anthony Gregg. He picks up 9s now. The fish tank has checked it.
Look at this. Anthony Gregg was bluffing on the flop when he bet. Now he's made 2 9s on the turn. Now he thinks they're the best hand. Now he's getting a value bet in.
Quick call by fish tank. The card is a 6 of hearts.
Again, Chris checks. We need to call him the fish tank because there's two Chris's at this table. We love the fish tank nickname anyway.
I got a feeling what it really means is that Chris, the fish tank, is a tank, and he captures all the little fish.
Right now, he's trying to capture Anthony Gregg in his pot.
He's not going to capture anybody here with just the fours. And look at Anthony putting in a value bet, Mike. And he's going to get the action. He gets the call by the fish tank.
Just great bet sizing by Anthony Gregg there. Got the value bet in for the $165,000 on the river. But Vince, the guy was bluffing on the flop. He got value bets in on the turn in the river when he thought he had the best hand. Well played by Anthony Gregg there.
Yep, he's 25 years old, lives in Columbia, Maryland. His 14th WPT event. Back to this hand, though. Quick fold by Chris Lee. Now Anthony Gregg, this time with just a 5 deuce, is going to make it 60,000, Mike.
Vince, he's letting it be known early here that he's the man to beat at this final table. He has come to play.
Larry, Chris, and Stephen Reynolds out and around to Andre Niffler. He's got a pair of 5s.
So Andre Niffler makes the call out of the big blind with the 2 5s. This guy pretty amazing himself. Went to the University of Michigan.
Here's the flop, Queen 9-9.
Majored in aerospace engineering. Andre checks.
Well, Anthony Gregg gonna put in a bet with just 5 high. Andre out in front with his 5s. But you know what? He gets scared. He folds the hand.
Yeah, Vince, incredible. The guy's come out with both guns blazing, raised the first hand with 10-9 offsuit, won that pot. Now he wins the pot with a 5 deuce. Back-to-back wins for Anthony Gregg.
Can't beat the tone.
He is out to a great start. That is Anthony Gregg playing with just air, zip and pip, but making things work here. All right, to the felt, to this hand. Andre, first to play now.
With that pot, Anthony Gregg has assumed the chip lead at this final table.
Passed on it.
Andre out, and now Chris Lee. He's got a pair of 3s. They call Chris Lee Genius 28. He's going to raise to 60,000. All right, now Larry Sharp.
Vince, Larry Sharp's hobby is playing basketball. Can you take him? Do you think you could take him?
Yes.
Wow.
I'll take him.
You're an old guy. The guy's just, he's young.
We want to play these matches anyhow, so I might as well say that I can do it. See, I think he's been sitting at the poker table too long. I think he's probably stiff. He's rusty. I'd take him. He's on the short stack, as you can see by a red short stack indicator.
Come on.
Oh, he's moving all in here,
Wow, Vince. He's going to push. Fish tank out. Stephen Reynolds out, so back on Chris Lee.
Well, cracks his knuckles there. Well, when you have a small pair and the guy moves all in.
I'm folding a pair.
First, you have to hope you're in a race, then you got to try to win it, so.
Look at this, he's going to be successful with that bluff. Queen High's going to win. We are having a good time, season 11. And you know, after 11 years on the World Poker Tour, we have seen a lot. We've seen great poker.
I don't think you bluffed me twice.
The magician saws the woman in half. We have seen beats. We've had fun along the way. You can't beat this.
Oh, you're right, Vince. And now, our viewers are going to have a chance to recapture some of that excitement of the WPT if they become a member of ClubWPT.com. And one of the great perks of becoming a VIP member is that you get access to former WPT episodes.
Yeah, if you're a poker player and you really want to learn about other players and their tendencies, and you can maybe play a satellite to get into one of these tournaments, you can't beat ClubWPT.com. You play all the poker you want, you get all the VIP benefits. It really is an incredible tool on poker and a lot of fun. So don't forget, join ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker.
Guaranteed.
Back to the felt we go here in Philly.
I'm going to assume this is going to...
Anthony Gregg out in front right now.
Yes, he is with over $4 million. To the felt we go. Chris Lee with a quick fold. Anthony Gregg not going to play now. Larry Sharp, the former high school basketball coach, he is going to fold. And Chris, the fish tank, is going to raise with a pair of 6s. Makes it 60,000. Fold by Stephen Reynolds. And now Andre Niffler.
The aerospace engineer going to call him with the Queen Jack. And it comes Queen High as it comes Queen 3 deuce. Andre out in front now.
He's going to check his queens, and fish tank is going to bet.
Well, it's a standard continuation bet here. Plus, he has a flush draw. Action on Andre Niffler. Going to make the call with the Queen Jack.
Well, we'll just call Andre the Rocket Man. I like that. That's what he used to tinker with.
Well, now an ace comes off. Neither player are going to like that card. And they both check.
Down to the river we go.
Well, the 4 of diamonds comes off, so the fish tank has made a flush.
Oh, man, just backed into that flush. They both check. Andre disgusted.
Fish tank is going to show him a flush and take down the pot.
Nice hand.
So the fish tank maneuvering the waters well there. Well, very lovable guy. Loves to drink, loves to play. The fish tank is just a big, jolly old guy. There you see Anthony Gregg still out in front. Steven Reynolds in second place. Chris Lee in third. 6 players left, fighting it out for over $416,000 and this coveted WPT title.
All right, decision going to Andre Niffler. Has a lousy 5 deuce, folds his hand, as does Chris Lee. Now Anthony Gregg.
Anthony Gregg also has 5 deuce, but he's going to raise with his. Anthony is our current chip leader, as noted by our green big stack indicator.
Larry Sharp out, fish tank out. But here we go with Steven Reynolds. Going to stick around with a king 7 of hearts. So 2-way action. Here's the flop.
Yeah, flop comes 8-6 deuce. Steven checks.
Anthony Gregg has picked up a piece of that.
Check.
But he's going to check it as well. To the turn we go.
4 diamonds comes off now.
Check.
Let's give Steven a gut shot straight draw.
Yeah, but he's going to check it.
Check.
2 checks. To the river we go. Oh, look at that card. 5 hits Steven Reynolds just beautifully.
Well, he's now made it straight. He is reaching for chips.
95.
And sadly for Anthony Gregg, he has made 2 pair with that river card.
$95,000 bet by Steven Reynolds. They call him Sizzlin' Better.
I always go straight.
And he is going to get the action. He gets the call.
Well, Anthony Gregg not going to be pleased with himself the way he played that hand. Checked it twice when he had the best hand and then paid him off when he had the worst.
Steven Reynolds taking down his first pot of the evening. He's got some chips.
We have a quick break in the action, but we are about to reveal who the hot, exciting players are that have been named the WPT Season 11's ones to watch. You don't want to miss this. Stick around.
The WPT Foundation is dedicated to supporting great charities around the world. Now, you can help the WPT Foundation raise money for some great global causes. Check out all the incredible prizes, trips, and VIP experiences available through our online auctions at WPTFoundation.org. Well, this place is rocking and rolling here in Philly tonight, no doubt about it. The 3 guys that came to the final table as their chip leaders are still in first, second, and third place. Action's been good, but we're looking for more exciting stuff right here at Parks.
And Mike, you know, we got the fish tank and we have the rocket scientist. What a field we have. They're excited to play. Can't beat this.
Welcome back to Parks Casino and the inaugural TV event of Season 11 here on the World Poker Tour. Looking at the WPT Player of the Year race, tonight's winner will tie Mad Marvin Rettenmeyer, who just won the WPT Merit Cyprus Classic. Marvin's win in Cyprus also made poker history. Marvin had also just won the Season 10 WPT World Championship in Las Vegas, making him the first player to win 2 WPT titles in back-to-back events. Now, all season long, we will track all the players' progress and see who will follow in the footsteps of Season 10 Player of the Year, Joe Sirach. In the meantime, let's get back to Mike and Vince and the action here in Philadelphia.
Well, thank you, Kimberly. And there you see the chip counts of the players. Steven Reynolds out in front with $4.2 million. Anthony Gregg sitting in second place right now.
6 players going after this very prestigious title. And right now, it's on the fish tank. The guy from Philly, he quickly folds. Steven Reynolds now with just a Jack 10 is going to splash around with a raise, makes it 60,000 to go. Andre the Rocket Man out.
But look at this. Chris Lee is going to 3-bet it here with an ace-8 of spade. Well, he runs out a better hand of Anthony Gregg's. He folds the ace-jack.
Larry Sharp with a pair of 9s here has folded the hand quickly.
Well, the 3-bet's what shut him out with the 2 9s. And let's see what Steven's going to do here with the Jack-10 offsuit. Not the kind of hand you really want to play out of position with, but he's making the call here.
They call him Sizzlin' Better. Let's see if he gets lucky. Oh, yes, he does. Hits 10s on the flop just like that, and he's going to check.
Yep, it's come 10-6-4 with 2 clubs.
Let's see if we got a club going on.
Well, anytime you 3-bet before the flop, you're going to make a continuation bet on the flop, and Chris Lee doing that right now. 140,000. Now, even though the flop has come 10 high, you're still a little worried that your opponent might have something like 2 queens. So you just make a crying call here, even though you flop top pair.
Well, he has called it, and here comes the turn card. 8 of hearts hits Chris Lee. Steven checking again. Well, Genius 28 going to stick out another bet, 265. Not really a genius bet, it appears.
Now, Steven Reynolds playing in his first ever WPT event. His brother Garrett has won 5 gold medals at the X Games. He's trying to get the gold tonight.
Well, he's called it. A good call. Down to the river we go.
And now the board pairs 4s. Both players have 2 pair.
Check.
A nice check by Chris Lee there on the river. Steven going to take the pot down with 2 10s. Well, Vince, right now, Steven Reynolds, who came to the final table as our chip leader, on a little bit of a roll here right now. He's picked up a couple small pots in a row.
A brand new season means we have a brand new group of fresh, up-and-coming players to keep an eye on. This select group is fun, exciting, and controversial, as we will find out all season long. So let's take a look at who made this year's cut in this edition of Ones to Watch.
We're the ones to watch. We're the ones to watch. Yeah, we're the ones to watch. Check it. 1, 2, WPT. Ones to watch.
Lots and lots of smart people being driven into poker, realizing that there's a lot of money to be made. And I think you picked me as the one to watch because I'm a talented poker player and a fun person to hang out with.
Poker is so much more than just a game for me. It's a way to financial freedom and a form of expression.
Poker was a dream at first. Like, when I first started playing poker, it was like the dream of being like Gus Hansen and Phil Ivey and Daniel Negreanu. And at this point, I'm friends now with Daniel Negreanu and Gus Hansen and all those people, which is still absurd for me to say, by the way. You know, like, it's awesome.
Poker to me has become something more than just a game.
Amanda Musamichi, one of our ones to watch here in season 11 on the World Poker Tour.
Poker kind of gives me hope for the future in the sense that if I can really make something of myself, I'll one day be able to branch off and do more meaningful things.
Poker turned me into a man. It helped me grow. Every time that I thought fate or karma or destiny had something in store for me, it didn't. And it crashed down right in front of my face. And it had to teach me to let go of things and just say, you know what, this is out of your hands. You can't sit around and dwell on things that you have no control of. You have to make rational decisions.
I feel like there's definitely a lot of pressure on me because like most of the people here on the Ones to Watch are like all pretty much already well known. Like I'm more like underrated, so I'm definitely really motivated to do really well this season.
Poker is everything to me. I love it more than anything except for maybe music. I love writing music. I love writing songs, playing my guitar, but poker, I don't know, it just gets my mind off things.
Poker, to me, is just the greatest game ever. It's a good way to challenge people mathematically, psychologically, physically. It's like a virus that keeps changing, improving, getting stronger.
Well, Vince, I can tell you, a number of those players really are ones to watch. They're terrific players.
Yes, they are. They also have some very deep thoughts from young poker players. They're kind of deep kind of people. I like to see that.
Now, speaking of young players, the oldest player at this final table is 27 years old. Youth prevailing here in season 11, that's for sure so far.
All right, the blinds are going up to 20 and 40. A quick fold by Anthony Gregg. Larry Sharp also folding. Actions on Chris Van Dursen, the fish tank. And he's going to raise with 10, 8 of spades. Reynolds out.
Oh, look at this.
Andre picking up the weapons of mass destruction, the pair of aces.
Yep, he's in the small blind here.
He's the rocket man.
Just gonna call here. I'm not fond of this play. And the reason I'm not fond of it is because you entice the big blind to call, where now you have to be 2 players with the aces instead of just 1.
Chris has got 10s, Mike, and he didn't raise as well. Very interesting. And look at this, a 10 on the flop, 3 of a kind.
Incredible. This could spell big trouble for Andre here.
Oh, now the rocket man is going to explode with a bet, it appears.
Well, he's gonna lead right out in bed here.
115.
And I'll tell you one thing, if Chris Lee happens to pull the trigger and raises here, we're gonna have a giant pot. Remember, Fish Tank was the pre-flop raiser here. Chris Lee just calling with the 3 10s.
Fish Tank also with 10s, just a pair of 10s, of course, is also going to call.
But he's calling because he thinks if one of these guys would have flopped queens, they would have checked to him and maybe check raised him. And now a 9 comes off. That's got to be a scare card for everybody, including Chris Lee, who flopped 3 10s, because it looks like a potential straight out there now.
But the Rocket Man, Andre Niffler, of course, on the short stack. And again, he's going to plunge away. 150.
How much do you have left? About 4 something.
Chris Lee saying, how much more you got, my victim? No, he's going to move it up to 425 to go. Fish Tank gets out of the way and back on Andre. Now, he's only got 400, 500 left.
The weirdest hand here.
Well, Vince, the toughest thing about 2 aces is getting away from him. He may be able to get away from him because he let out here on the turn with this hand. He's finding out where he's at, though, when his opponent makes a big raise.
Oh, man, they're so pretty.
I want to show this one, kind of.
Remember, he made this raise with a man sitting behind him, so he's got to have a hand here that most likely beats the 2 aces, and that's exactly the case. Good laydown by Andre there.
Well, he saved his short stack.
Nice hand, Chris.
Well done.
I thought you had that.
We've reached the point in our competition where Tony Dunst is feeling the need to chime in. That means the latest installment of the Raw Deal is up next. You don't want to miss it, so stick around.
Season 11 of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com, where VIP members can win their share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Parks Casino is one of the most impressive casinos I've been to.
Amazing!
It is really huge.
Once you go in the casino, you see these beautiful ladies. They call them Parkettes, and they're really, really gorgeous girls.
When I tweeted about the fact that we're coming to Philadelphia, everybody was just raving.
It's so high-end, you know, you would think you're in Vegas.
You're watching the World Poker Tour.
Thanks to tonight's competition, there is plenty to discuss, and Tony Dunst is ready to launch a new season of No Holds Bar analysis in this edition of the Raw Deal.
The math says you're dealt pocket aces every 221 hands. But the heart says, oh my God, I have aces, play it cool, just think about baseball. Of course, the big question with the pinnacle hand in poker is how to get value with it. And Andre Niffler intends to do so by just calling pre-flop. Does his play make sense? Let's break it down. Going into the hand, Andre had just under 22 blinds and was positioned in the small blind. In that situation, almost every professional is shoving his entire range against an open raise from late position. Generally, flat calling out of the small blind on a short stack is an awful idea with any hand. But there are certain situations, like this one, where the flat call pre-flop makes perfect sense. This is because Andre believes that Van Dersen isn't an experienced enough player to realize that no good player would flat call medium strength hands from his position. Andre doesn't want to risk losing Van Dersen by shoving or re-raising pre-flop, so instead he elects to call. I actually like Andre's pre-flop decision here, but there is one catch. Sitting behind him is the very experienced Chris Lee, and he knows precisely what a flat call from the small blind on a short stack means from a good player. The only 2 hands a player of Andre's quality would just call with there are aces or kings. Everything else gets shoved pre-flop. As a result, Chris Lee already knows what Andre has when he just calls, leading him to pass on re-raising his pocket 10s in a situation that many players think is a clear 3-bet. When they get to the flop, Andre decides the board is coordinated enough that he should just lead out. A play he's hoping will result in getting all in against one of his opponent's weaker holdings. Chris Lee calls behind with his set, and Chris Van Dersen makes an optimistic call with second pair behind both of them. The 9 on the turn is not the card Andre was hoping to see. He knows it's bad because it completes the straight draw for King Jack and makes 2 pair for hands like Queen 9 and 10-9. But he also knows that checking causes him to lose all control in the hand, He decides to bet small and evaluate.
How much do you have left?
And when Chris Lee raises behind him, Andre becomes certain he's screwed.
The weirdest stand here.
Not only does Andre likely believe Chris has a better hand, but he also likely believes that Chris knows his holding because his pre-flop play is so transparent to a good player. The raise from Chris Lee causes both opponents to fold.
I want to show this one, kind of.
And gets a show from Andre, confirming what Chris knew all along. And Chris remarked, "I thought you had that."
I thought you had that. You're too good.
It took serious discipline to get away from this hand, and I respect the fold. But I think the show was a counterproductive flash of ego that potentially exposes his trapping strategy to unaware players. It's okay, though. He's only gonna have to wait 220 more hands to try again, which is about 8 hours at a final table.
Nice hand, Chris.
Well, it backfired for Andre, that's for sure. This is his first WPT event, but he's on the short stack right now, as is Larry Sharp. The chip leader, Steven Reynolds, with 4.6 million. Let's go to the felt. Larry, Chris out and around to our chip leader now, Steven Reynolds, with an ace queen of clubs, makes it 80,000.
Steven raises.
Andre out.
Chris out.
And now round to Anthony Gregg with king 8 of diamonds, Mike.
Well, he's in the big blind, and he's going to make the call here. So these are the two chip leaders going at it. Well, flop comes 9-3 deuce. Anthony has flopped a flush draw. Good flop for him. He's going to check.
And the chip leader
75
with ace queen with a continuation bet, 75,000.
It's a textured board. Everybody's going to make a continuation bet on. The question is Anthony Gregg going to check raise the flush draw?
There's the Royal Flush Girls social bar where the ladies are really enjoying the evening.
Now, Anthony's just going to call. And Vince, I think he's just calling because he knows he's up against the chip leader, the only guy that can break him at the table. 5 of diamonds on the turn. Anthony has made his flush, and look at this. He is going to lead out and bet with it.
Show tunes going off in his head.
I show you 2, you show me 1. I show you 2, you show me 1.
Oh, boy.
I like that horse trading, Vince.
He's going to lose him.
I'll show you 2 if you show me 1.
Pretty good trade, 2 for 1, right?
Steven Reynolds folding the hand very wisely, and Anthony's got to be kicking himself a little bit, saying maybe I should have checked.
Well, I think he should have checked.
Yeah.
Maybe let this guy take another stab at it.
He did a little reversal there, chased his man away. More chips over to Anthony Gregg.
I was the that bet. I mean, I bet because I thought I was going to turn a 5.
Vince, I'm more impressed with what Steven said. I'll show you 2 if you show me 1.
Right.
Very good.
Action on Fish Tank. He folds. Steven
So what I'm going to do is...
scoots out of there. And now, wow, Andre Neffler picks up 10s. He picked up the weapons of mass destruction earlier, didn't raise. So this time he's gone all in with the 10s. But look at this, folded around to Larry Sharp. Larry is cold with ace-king.
Well, last time his opponent had 2 10s and cracked his 2 aces. Well, this time he's got 10s against the ace high. His tournament life on the line. Well, it's the classic race, the 2 overcards versus the under pair. If the 10s don't stand up, Andre will be our 6th place finisher.
Let's see the flop.
King right on the flop.
What a flop from Mr. Sharp.
That is bad news for the Michigan man, Vince. He now is going to have to catch a 10 to win this pot, or 2 runners to make a straight.
Here comes the turn card.
4 clubs comes off. We are down to the river. Andre Neffler is going to have to catch a 10 on the river to stay alive. Let's see if he can do it.
Countdown has begun. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
That's the queen. So tough luck for the Michigan man. Andre Neffler going to take home $61,000 for his efforts here this week. But a tough little player, Vince. Just didn't win the race he had to win.
Crowd going nuts there for Mr. Sharp, and Andre Neffler has to say goodbye. He's going over to talk to Matt Savage.
Andre went down on a classic race, ace-king versus 2 10s. Your first final table on the World Poker Tour. Give me your thoughts.
Table. You know, I'm excited to be here. This is awesome. Lucky to make it this far, have some fun, play with a bunch of good players, so I can't complain.
Well, you're looking for a job. You had a $24,000 cash a couple weeks ago, another 60 today. You still gonna be looking for a job? You can play poker.
Oh, still looking for a job. So poker's, it's fun to play sometimes, not every day for a living.
All right, so if you're hiring out there, this guy's a genius. We'll see you next time.
All right, thanks.
All right, back to you, Kimberly.
I am so proud of him. Very mature decision coming from Andre Niffler, who is out in 6th place. That brings us to the end of our first hour of coverage here at Parx Casino. Mike and Vince, what do you make of the action so far?
Well, Kimberly, no surprises so far at this final table. One of the short stacks has been eliminated. And the 3 guys that came into the final table in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd position, Steven Reynolds, Anthony Gregg, and Chris Lee, are still sitting in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd chip position.
That is true, Mike, and I tell you, they're playing pretty conservative so far, but I do have a prediction. I believe that the winner will definitely be a guy that's under 30 years old from back east. That's, I'm just saying. But, but actually, my personal choice is the fish tank. If he wins, no one will forget this guy. What a nickname. We don't quite understand it, but who cares?
Who cares? All right, guys, join us next time from Philadelphia for more of Season 11's coverage of the Parx Open Poker Classic. Until then, for Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and the whole WPT team, I'm Kimberly Lansing saying thanks for watching. Good night.
I don't understand what this is for here. The World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed.
Mike, wake up, it's showtime.
Are we really going to do this?
Oh, gotta do it. Pick it up. Good luck. 1, 2, 3! It's a slump. It's the worst. Let's just wrap this. Let's exercise.
I got a better idea.
What?
I'll show you on the run.
All right.
What do you say, Rock?
Rocky. Yeah. Yeah. Yo. Come on, Mike. Go! Hit! Come on, son. This is it, Mike.
Vince, I'm an old man.
Yes, I know.
need a spot.
All right, I'm going to give you 20 seconds to the top. You ready?
For 100, you got to bet.
All right, go, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20. I'm going. $100. Good luck. Yeah! That's a good workout. That's it. We did it. Yo, Adrian!
Well, the crowd all standing. He is circling the drain. They are going bare knuckles in the center of the ring.
He would love to knock this loudmouth out.
Welcome back to our in-depth coverage of the Parx Open Poker Classic here in Philadelphia. I'm Kimberly Lansing, and as always, I'm joined by our esteemed commentators, Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. Guys, it looks like the city of brotherly love really inspired you.
And well, Kimberly, certainly Vince had a great idea for us getting in shape while we were here in Philly. But I'd like to say a couple things. Number one, he didn't give me enough of a spot going up the rocky steps. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, I got sore knuckles from pounding that meat. Boy, that was tough.
Well, you were faster than I thought, that was for sure. The weird thing about him is he wanted to eat the steak after it fell to the floor, but that's another story. Forget about that. No, but we did get in shape, but moderation is key. And, you know, we may go back to the Twinkie diet after this.
And the guy snores, I got to tell you.
Don't get into it.
All right, let's get down to business here. What do we look for moving forward?
Well, the three guys that came to this final table as our chip leaders, Stephen Reynolds, Anthony Gregg, and Chris Lee, are still sitting in first, second, and third place. But I think the guys in second and third have more poker pedigree, meaning more experience. They've won more money. I think they're going to be the guys to beat tonight.
Yeah, these guys are as good as anybody in the world today going after a huge title. And you got to love the guy that they call the fish tank. We still don't understand quite what it means, but what a great nickname. This is going to be great entertainment.
All right, we have word that the cards are about to go back into the air, so let's get down to the table.
Well, 5 players left. Stephen Reynolds out in front with $4.3 million. Anthony Gregg in second place. Chris Lee in third. And there you see what they're playing for. The winner tonight going to take home over $416,000, as well as get that WPT entry into the WPT World Championship at Bellagio at the end of the season.
Okay, Andy's 5,000. Blinds 20 and 40. A quick fold by Chris Lee and Anthony Gregg. And now Larry Sharp with King Jack of Diamonds is going to raise to 80,000. Fish tank out. Stephen Reynolds has called with Ace 8.
Larry played basketball at Allegheny College. Was a former high school assistant coach for a while.
The flop is a 7-3 deuce.
And quickly checked by the pre-flop raiser, Stephen.
4 diamonds there for Larry Sharp. Yep, and Larry's going to bet 95,000 with the 4 flush.
Oh, look at this. Stephen's going to check raise here, Vince.
240.
He's going to represent strength that he doesn't have.
Whoa, makes it 240,000 to go.
Now, Vince Larry is just going to ship it here with the flush draw.
And a quick fold by Stephen Reynolds. Can't take the heat.
The former basketball player in college dribbled right through the traffic there, Vince. Took down that pot nicely.
It wasn't a big pot. No.
Well, these guys are opening up their games. Look at that look by Mr. Sharp. And right here, we're going to take a look at the undercam. Oh, wow.
Nice hand.
Flush would have happened for Larry Sharp.
I was going to do something either pre-flop or post-flop.
It was getting pushed. It was going in.
Either on both?
On both, so.
I mean, then I either 3-bet fold there or I check raise the flop.
Yeah. I didn't have air to tell you that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought I had the best hand. I do not. If you snap shove it in my face, probably.
All right, on to this hand. Our chip leader looks down at an Ace 8. He's going to make it 80,000.
Now, Stephen, check raise with the Ace 8 a minute ago. That didn't work out, but he raises the next hand with it.
Chris Lee with a King Queen. They call him Genius 28. Will make the call. Anthony Gregg out. And look, Fish Tank has picked up a pair of 3s and also will call, Mike.
Well, I'd call too with the 2 3s there. 3-way action.
And here we go.
Now flop comes 9, 7, 6. Stephen now with an open-in straight draw.
Yeah, Fish Tank with a quick check.
115.
And the chip leader going to bet with the open-ended. 115,000 to go.
Well, hard for anybody to call.
Yeah, Genius can't, and Fish Tank can't as well.
So nice continuation bet there with the open-ended straight draw by Stephen, and he takes down the pot. Well, his brother Garrett is a 5-time BMX champion at the X Games, won 5 gold medals. Tonight, Stephen trying to put some gold on the mantle.
I'm definitely a naturally high-strung guy. Definitely have lots of energy, and I mean, that energy can go any which way. The thing that I probably like most about poker is it's a mental challenge for me, and honestly, it's the only thing that wears me down at any point. The only thing that takes enough energy that at the end of the day it wears me down, so it's perfect for me.
Horrible laugh, but a great poker player. Stephen Reynolds.
You can't have everything.
And he's loving the experience here tonight. He is a chip leader with $4.3 million.
Anthony Gregg right in his heels, however, with $4.2 million.
And the winner's going to take home $416,000 out of Philadelphia here tonight. Let's go to the felt. Larry Sharp, former high school basketball coach. With an uneventful 9 deuce, he folds that hand.
Over to the Fish Tank. He's got the King, Queen of Diamonds. He's going to raise it up. Makes it 80,000 to go.
Oh, but look at this.
210.
Stephen picks up kings, goes to 210. Quick fold by Chris and Anthony.
So back to the Fish Tank.
What a time to get kings.
Yeah, another 130,000 for him to call.
Now look at this. This is a, oh, they also call Fish Tank Big Sexy.
Big Sexy, yeah.
Do you find him sexy, Mike?
I think the Fish Tank is more appropriate.
Okay. Well, he's got a big decision here, but look at this. He's going to re-raise.
Wow, he is 4 betting here with king high.
Yeah, like 1.5 behind.
And he's up against 2 kings.
Maybe a little more.
Not good for the Fish Tank.
Yeah, about 1.5.
Fish Tank could be cracked here.
The fish is heading toward the hook here, Vince.
600.
Wow.
There you go.
Re-popped. You think Fish Tank will get the message? Yes, he does. He's got to lay it down. So a big pot for Steven Reynolds. And there is Steven's other brother, Nathan, who's enjoying the moment.
Plenty more to come from Philadelphia and the Parks Open Poker Classic. And later, we'll see how Mike, Vince, and the Royal Flush Girls enjoyed their day at the races here at Parks. And Tony Dunst is on board, ready to break down tonight's action in a new installment of The Raw Deal. Lots of excitement as our extended coverage of the Parks Open Poker Classic, brought to you by ClubWPT.com, continues. Stick around.
Social poker sites aren't real poker because there's nothing to win. They're just all-in fests. That's why we play real poker on ClubWPT.com, where we can win our share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed. Well, we're really enjoying ourselves here at the Parks racetrack. Beautiful girls like Kelly work here. It is great.
Let's go bet and make some money. Let's go. Who do you like?
What's so hard about it? There's only 7 horses. Can't you pick a winner?
Forget about the winner. Let's pick the horse that finishes last.
You don't bet on horses that finish last. I refuse to do it.
Okay.
I'm picking the winner.
Race number 8, we want to bet on number 4 to win.
I'm not ready because I have a few more minutes, so I'm going to study it.
He's too serious about the racetrack.
I don't understand it.
You know, he's like one of those poker players take forever to act on their hand. That's what Vince does out here at the track. He waits till the last second, till they're in the gate before he makes a bet, like something's going to fall out of the sky and tell him who to bet on. Finally, he's going to make a bet. All right, Benny, what's the magic number?
My friend, I had to go against you. Okay. I'm betting the 8.
We are betting on Horse Justice. Horse Justice.
Justice?
Run. Yeah.
The winner right here, folks.
That's what I bet.
Number 4, I've already talked to the jockey.
Come on, you fool. I got him. I got him. All right, come on.
Neck and neck. Come on.
You got broke, Vince. You got broke. Here's our man right here. Well, we've sure had a great day here at the Parks racetrack. Kelly, thank you.
Thank
Parks
you.
for all your hospitality.
Thank you.
It's great here. Come check out Parks.
Man, wouldn't you know it? The Royal Flush Girls won all the money that day. That was fun.
Well, that was the only ticket I cashed all day, but it was a great time. No doubt about it. Steven Reynolds out in front with nearly $5 million in chips. Anthony Gregg in second. Chris Lee in third.
Andy's at 5,000. Blinds 25 and 50. To the cards we go. Chris Lee. They call him Genius 28 with a quick fold.
There's the Duke graduate. That's why he gets that name.
Anthony Gregg out, and now Larry Sharp, former high school basketball coach, is going to raise to 100,000 with a Queen 8. Right behind him, Fish Tank with Queen 9 has made this call.
And Steven Reynolds calling as well with the ace-10 of hearts, so 3-way action here. And the flop comes king, queen, deuce. Steven Reynolds has flopped the nuts, the ace-high flush draw with the royal flush draw.
Just incredible.
Oh, check.
Fish Tank has checked. Oh, and Steven is going to play it slow. He checks as well.
And they both check to Larry. If you got 2 queens, you might bet here, thinking they're the best hand.
Well, he's got position, and he's going to take a stab at it. 130,000. Fish Tank going to quickly call.
Well, Fish Tank has a flush draw with his 2 queens, but obviously no good. As Steven Reynolds has flopped the ace-high flush. And here come the raisin chips.
And he's going to put pressure on with the re-raise. Makes it 300,000.
And he's hoping somebody's got a smaller flush.
Larry mucks his hand.
Action back to the Fish Tank. Now he's got 2 queens and the flush draw, but the problem is The guy checked and then check raised in a three-handed pot here on the flop. So if you're a fish tank here, you're going to be frozen. It doesn't matter what comes off. If a queen comes off, if a nine comes off, or if a heart comes off, you're still frozen because you don't know where you're at in the hand.
Well, he's going to speculate. He could be into trouble here. He's called it. 5 of spades on the turn. Fish tank got a check.
Now Steven.
295.
Now betting 295,000 into a pot that's got over $1 million in it. We've seen the fish tank go with his gut instincts, though. He's not afraid to put his money in the pot if he thinks the guy's taking a stab at it. Fish tank is on the hook right now. The question is he going to get reeled in?
All right.
He's going to give it up. And the man says, all right. He shows you the queen. Didn't show him the heart.
And that is Steven Reynolds' brother, Nathan, who forgot to wear his shirt tonight. Getting very excited there.
Well, he knows the brother's going to make some cash tonight. Might loan him a little to buy a shirt.
All right. Back to the next hand. Larry Sharp with 5s has raised to 100,000.
I call.
Fish tank out. Steven with ace-5 is going to call.
Well, the men raise, you can see, a popular raise by all these young guys.
Everybody else out of the way. So 5s versus ace-5, and we are flopping. 2 10s and a jack. Larry first to act. And make a continuation bet.
Well, those kind of cards are scary. When your opponent doesn't re-raise before the flop but calls you.
He's taking a lot of time, and now he finally checks.
Both players check. Now the 6 of spade comes off, so Larry has the best hand and the best draw.
Larry's going to check again. Steven checks behind him.
Well, again, it goes check, check.
And the river card, a big ace. Steven Reynolds hitting aces right there on the river.
It sure is. Gives him the best hand with aces up now.
But Larry's just going to fade away as he checks here.
Well, he's checked for a 3rd time. Steven,
140.
very happy to hit the ace on the river. Is going to bet. Going to take down that pot.
So Steven Reynolds extends his chip lead to the light of this crowd.
You had 1 on every street except for the river.
Oh, look at that. Little salt in the wound there, Vince. Says you had me all the way till the river. You should have been betting, pal.
Well, we are having a great time here at Parks. Now remember, when you come to a live WPT event, you can meet Mike, Kimberly, the Royal Flush Girls, and myself, and ClubWPT.com VIP members get preferred seating at the Royal Flush Girls social bar. All right, back to the action. Quick fold by Fish Tank.
Can't tell you exactly. I know.
Steven Reynolds now picks up a pair of 9s. He's going to raise it, making 100,000 to go.
But Genius 28 with a pair of deuces has made the call behind him. Anthony and Larry out, so 2-way action.
Yeah, flop comes king, 10-8. Steven checks the 2 9s on the flop. So Chris, thinking he might just have ace high or maybe a pair of 7s that might get away from him. If he bets, does just that.
Yeah, well, he's been called. That was 115 going to the turn. And a 10 pairs the board. Steve's going to check again. Genius 28 due here, just with deuces, and he's going to slow down, take a free card, basically giving up, but he hits the deuce.
I check.
He now has deuces full. I'm talking about Chris Lee. Steven checks the 9s again.
Oh boy, show tunes going off in your head. How to play it.
Well, it looks like an absolute nothing card on the river. A deuce, and it was the joker for Chris Lee.
Just one value for it. Figure out exactly how much you can extract from your victim. Genius 28. What will that number be?
Well, there's 530,000 in the pot. The number's going to be 315,000. And I think the way this hand was played, because Chris checked on the turn, going to be tough to lay down the 9s. But Steven lays down the 2 9s. What a lay down that is, Ben. I don't know that I could have laid him down. I mean, you have to essentially put your opponent on a king to lay down 2 9s there.
Really didn't want to fold. Said really didn't want to fold.
You said ace high?
point was whatever I had, I really don't want to fold.
He folded pretty quick for a guy who really didn't want to fold.
Well, great action here at our first televised event of Season 11. Now, all season long, we're going to look back at some of the greatest moments of WPT's epic Season 10, which included a fantastic competition for Player of the Year.
The race for Season 10 Player of the Year started with Will the Thrill Fiala taking down the title at the Legends of Poker. With cashes at Borgata and 5 Diamond, the always spirited Will held the lead for Player of the Year. But mid-season, young pro Joe Sirac would jump ahead of Will by taking 3rd place at back-to-back final tables.
Kind of crazy.
Down but not out, Will was determined to win Player of the Year.
It's up for grabs for anybody. They got to come with this.
He made the final table at Jacksonville, but went out in a disappointing 6th place. That finish, however, put him back in the lead, but by a very narrow margin. It would all come down to the WPT World Championship. Going into the event, there were 75 players who could pass Will the Thrill and take the Player of the Year title. Will busted early in the tournament and could only sit and sweat out the results.
I'm sweating profusely right now. There were 13 people that could still pass me for Player of the Year.
As fate would have it, it would be the quiet young pro Joe Sirac that would crush Will's dream. With an impressive 10th place finish, Joe locked up his place in poker history.
I'm very excited, obviously. It's pretty crazy. I didn't think I was going to take it back.
The Season 10 Player of the Year, Joe Sirac, and creating one of the season's greatest moments.
I'm Danielle, one of the Royal Flush Girls. Stay tuned for more World Poker Tour.
The WPT Foundation is dedicated to supporting great charities around the world. Now, you can help the WPT Foundation raise money for some great global causes. Check out all the incredible prizes, trips, and VIP experiences available through our online auctions at WPTFoundation.org.
It's weird, but because people think that poker is just about sort of the strategic element of the game, but really I think there's a lot of, I'd call them soft skills, understanding bankroll management, understanding emotional control. You just accrue life experience when you're in college, and then you come out and you're a little bit older, you know, you're a little bit wiser, and I think maybe you're better prepared to deal with sort of the mental, emotional swings that come with poker. I think finishing school can help you. You know, it helped me, I know that.
Please join me in welcoming our players. In seat 3, Chris Lee.
Well, Vance, that was very well said by Chris Lee there. No question about it. And when you graduate from Duke, you are a little brighter and smarter than the rest.
Well, he's got some chips here, 3.1. But our chip leader right now, Steven Reynolds. They call him Sizzling Better, is the chip leader still. Let's go to the felt. Anthony Gregg picks up the weapons of mass destruction, just like that. The pair of aces. Look at that.
And he makes the men raise with the aces, just like he does any other 2 cards.
I don't doubt any of this.
3 folds. Now Anthony's hoping against hope. He gets action, and he's going to get some by Chris Lee. Genius 28 with just 6-3 of clubs.
Yeah, got one of those hands you're just looking to hit a flop with, where you might crack somebody. Well, it comes 10-8-8. No help for Chris there. He checks.
Thanks for the follow.
Anthony with the huge pair, going to stick out just 75 as a little teaser.
Oh, Vance, look at this. Well, we know he's not going to call. He's either going to fold or raise to try to steal the pot. This could be doomed for the Dookie here if he's not careful.
Yeah, he's going to try to get creative with a nothing hand and re-raise. 205. Anthony's saying to himself, does this guy possibly have an 8, or is he just messing around? But he's going to call.
You're always afraid he's got an 8. You're hoping he's got some kind of drawing hand. Now a 10 comes off. That's not a good card either, in case his opponent had just 10s before, because now he would have a full house. Well, Chris Lee's parents in the house rooting for their son tonight.
And action on Chris. Genius 28 is going to slow down. He checks.
Many players would check right now with the 2 aces here, but if your opponent had something like a Jack-9 or a 9-7 suited, you wouldn't want to give him a free draw. Or if they had a pair of 3s, for example, you wouldn't want to give him a free draw to beat you. Anthony Gregg is going to bet.
Yeah, 215,000, and he's going to chase Genius 28 away.
the only player at this final table who re-entered this tournament, meaning he got busted on day 1A. He re-entered on day 2. You're allowed to do that here at Parks, and obviously it was a wise reinvestment for him.
Here's something, Mike. The biggest bargain in the world is playing poker on ClubWPT.com. You play, you have a shot, you get out on the World Poker Tour in the big time.
Well, you're right, Finch. You got a chance to win over $100,000 in cash and prizes every month. You can win seats at WPT events where you're playing for big-time money. In the Parks Open Poker Classic, we had 2 ClubWPT.com qualifiers.
Yeah, we did.
That was Freddie Peralta from San Diego and Eric Steinbergen from Crestwood, Kentucky. What an experience our 2 ClubWPT.com qualifiers had here at Parks. You can do it too. Join ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Right now we're going back down to the felt here in Philadelphia at Parks. All right, and right now Steven Reynolds, they call him Sizzlin' Better, is the chip leader with $5.3 million. And the fish tank, Chris Van Dersen, is down to the short stack with about $900,000. Action going to Anthony Gregg. He's got just a Jack-8, folds his hand.
All in.
They're out as well. And Chris moving all in with the ace-6 of diamonds on the button. I would do the same thing against the 2 blinds with his chip stack.
9.
Steven with a king-jack, folds his hand, but Chris,
Wow, I'm glad I didn't.
with ace-king, has made the call, and it's a great one.
Sure is. There's also a good laydown by Steven to lay down the king-jack. Well, the fish tank on his feet, his tournament life on the line here.
You gotta put the diamonds, 2 diamonds up, right?
I'll take a lot of pain.
Small sweat.
A little bit unlucky the big blind wakes up with ace-king, but the fish tank has to get lucky to live on in this tournament. Parks, his home casino, plays here all the time. Got a lot of fans rooting for him. Very jovial guy, but right now, the fish tank is on the hook.
Flop comes up 8-4-3, all hearts.
You gotta put the 5 up at least.
Fish tank, they also call him Big Sexy, not looking that attractive at the moment.
I'll take the king of clubs.
As his hand fizzles away.
I mean, I got 5 red cards. Isn't that a flush?
And an 8 on the turn pairs the board.
That's exciting. All right, I'm okay with that turn. I'm okay with it.
Fish tank needs a 6 to win the pot, but would split it with a 3 or 4.
Can I get a black 3 one time?
The water is overflowing in the fish tank. It is moving around.
Oh boy, the tank is cracking.
Can he get lucky? Here's the river card. It's a deuce. Not going to help fish tank.
So that's going to do it for Chris Van Dersen. They call him Fish Tank. Good sport. The local guy from Philly finishes in 5th place.
Well, he's a very colorful character. He has to say goodnight. Going to take home $76,000. And right now, he's going over to talk to Matt Savage.
Chris, a good run here. You're taking home $76,000. You don't usually play tournaments. You know, what was it like to have this experience for you this week?
It was cool, you know. I mean, it was my home casino. Like to play. Had fun. You know, great players.
They're calling you the fish tank, but what is this team Big Sexy all about?
You know, I mean, look at me, obviously. It explains itself.
All right, well, it's been great fun to have you all week. Hopefully have you back on the World Poker Tour.
Thanks a lot, man.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Back to you, Kimberly.
And there you have it. Hometown favorite Chris Van Dersen is out in 5th place. WPT's extended coverage of the final table here in Philadelphia continues with 4 players right after this.
Welcome back to Philadelphia and the Parks Open Poker Classic.
And we'd like to welcome a new sponsor for the World Poker Tour, and that is Vegas.com.
Yeah, we're glad to have them on board. From hotels to shows, Vegas.com, a great place to plan your next trip to Las Vegas.
That's right, Vegas.com. Do Vegas right.
Well, the Parks Open Poker Classic is the first televised WPT stop of season 11. Earlier this week, the WPT held a non-televised event in the Mediterranean at the Merritt Crystal Cove Hotel and Casino in Cyprus. Mad Marvin Rettenmeyer made history by winning that event right on the heels of taking down the season 10 WPT World Championship. The first time any player has won back-to-back WPT titles. It also puts Marvin in the lead for the WPT Player of the Year race. Marvin did play here at Parks, but he busted on day 1B, meaning whoever wins here in Philly will automatically tie Marvin for the early lead in the WPT Player of the Year race. All season long, we'll be tracking the race for the Player of the Year trophy and keeping you up to date on who is in the lead. In the meantime, let's get back to the action here in Philly with Mike and Vince.
4 players are left fighting it out for this title. Whoever does win will join all the other great champions and have their name permanently engraved on the WPT Champions Cup.
That is right, and the antes are now up to 10,000. Blinds 30 and 60,000. Action on Chris Lee. Genius 28. First to play, he's got ace-5.
Well, when you're playing short-handed poker, ace-5s are pretty good hands. Chris knows it. He's going to raise it.
120 to go. Anthony Gregg right behind him with a real hand, pair of jacks.
Well, we know he's going to play the pot. The question is he going to call or raise? And he just calls with 2 jacks to camouflage the strength of his hand.
Yeah, Larry and Steven fold their hands, so two-way action, ace-5 up against jacks. Here we go.
Now, flop comes 5-4-4. It looks to be a good flop for Chris. He's got 2 pair with top kicker right now. Again, if you're in Anthony's seat, do you just call or do you raise? He opted to call pre-flop, and he's going to call again on the flop.
Very dangerous. Hoping against hope. Overcard doesn't show up, and it doesn't. Just a 6 of hearts. Pretty benign. And Chris is going to slow down with a check.
Well, Anthony now going to take the lead. He's going to bet 235,000. If you're sitting in Chris's seat, you know the guy called you before the flop, called you on the flop. So even if he had a 6-7, his 2 6s would now beat your 2 5s. So I'm a little puzzled by this call by Chris Lee here. What hand could he possibly beat?
Well, he has made the call, and a king of hearts on the river. Now there's flushes possible, a big overcard, a pair on the board, and Chris is going to check. Anthony